Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. Even though we don't have the EV bug here, we are still making progress on it. Today our interior guy brought over this super beautiful leather custom upholstery we did for the car. So when the owner bought the car, it had these scat seats in it. They didn't look anything like this. I mean, the shape was like this, but they were high backs. They had some really ugly headrests on them. They had some kind of really awful sort of velour material. Anyway, so we went ahead and finished those in two-tone leather. It's basically two shades of gray, essentially, like a lighter one and a darker one. And you can see that the centers are perforated. So again, it's all leather. The centers, the outers, all perforated. So yeah, our upholstery guy and Rafa and I kind of worked out this pattern that we used on the seats, the front seats, the back seats, and then likewise on the door panels for them to all go together, have kind of a custom look. And so yeah, these came out really nice. Very excited about them. I sat in one. It's incredible. Really wraps around you very nicely. So yeah, these came in today. Super excited. Now unfortunately I've got to find a safe place to put them while we're waiting for the car to install these. These will probably be one of the last things to go in the car. So I'll find a place to neatly squirrel these away just so they're, you know, not getting dirty or scratched or anything. So Rafa worked some more on the 65 convertible today. You can see he's got the door window and the vent or the quarter window about as good as they're going to get. These things are just really a pain to adjust. That's actually pretty darn good. So he's done with this side, and now I think the owner, we asked him and he said, let's do it the right way. This car has a fairly huge gap. You can see at the top of the door here on the passenger side, you can see how enormous this is here, and then it kind of tapers down to like a normal looking gap on the bottom. That means that the chassis is pretty much tweaked or something. So we're going to see if we can fix that. It's not just a matter of lining the door up, because the gap in the front, as you can see, is even. So you can't just tilt the door that way, because that would just open up the gap on this side. So we're going to see if we can work our magic on it, and then at that point we should be able to get a much better gap in here as well. You can see this gap is fairly enormous in here. That's because these things are, the door is just completely off, or actually it's probably this panel here is off, or that part of the body. Regardless of which way you want to look at it, once we get this all sorted out, it'll close this gap up, make it even. You can see it's tapered quite a bit, as you'd expect, similar to the door. Much bigger gap at the top than at the bottom, just like the door. So basically the door is going this way, or the body's going that way, whichever way you want to look at it. So yeah, the owner said, yeah, go ahead, do it. Let's do it right. So we love to hear that. We love to make things right. Realize not everyone has an unlimited budget, but we are going to do our best to get it straightened out for him without spending more than hopefully like a day on it. So that's it for that one for today. So on the 23 window here, Deluxe, basically I spent the morning just stripping some more old things out of the bus. The old brake lines were still in there, some of them at least. The throttle cable was still in there, the clutch cable, the heater control cable, which was not too bad to get out, but the fuel reserve, this is a 61, so it didn't have a fuel gauge, so instead it had a fuel reserve where when you start running out of gas, you pull the little lever, it switches it over to reserve, and then you've got another gallon or so of gas to get you to a gas station. That mechanism was completely stuck, ended up pretty much having to drill it out, but all's well that ends well. So now I've got the brand new assembly here installed. This is the heater control. This is the gas reserve lever. So again, if you start running out of gas and sputtering, you basically, this will have a knob. It looks just like a dash knob. it'll you basically would pull that and it switches over to reserve, and then you've got another, you know, quite a few miles left before you're really legitimately out of gas. So got those installed. Got the, let's walk around to the back. Pretty much all the cables in the bus are installed now. So you can see emergency brake, emergency brake. This hanging down here is the throttle. There's the clutch right there by the end of my flashlight. And then heater control, and then this long one right here is the reserve, for the reserve switch on the gas tank. Gas tank mounts up here. It's got a little petcock that hangs down that this cable actuates to switch from normal to reserve. So yeah, we went ahead and got all those cables installed. Got a huge order of parts in today that I placed yesterday. You can see part of that right here. I think it was something like 120 line items of parts here. So it actually took me quite a while just to go through the parts. They weren't really packaged in any particular order. So it took me a while to even just go through all these parts because it was so many parts. And so now they're kind of categorized by rear suspension and motor mounts. This is, I think, front suspension. This is things related to shifter. This is the pedal assemblies and so on. And this is some things related to the fuel tank. So yeah, even just going through organizing them took a while because it's so many parts, such a massive order. And then we got new hard brake lines. These are tie rods and the drag link. And then there's some brake shoes and other parts in there. So got a lot of parts for this bus now, so we can really start making some headway. Hopefully we'll get some powder coating back and some zinc plating, I think, tomorrow. And then there'll be more things that can go together and go on the bus. And probably gonna take, actually I took another load of powder coating over today for yet more stuff, and probably tomorrow take more stuff over to zinc. So yeah, we're just keeping it going here. But this pile of parts between this and the things we're having zinc plated and powder coated right now should keep us busy for a while. Octavio, a couple doors down, is going to take this, I think, not tomorrow, Tuesday of next week, and do the headliner and ragtop install. So moving right along. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.